This is Jez Torrent from Love Fist. If you want to take it on the chin, you'll remain listening to V-Rock.
The Love Fist band worked for all the reasons a rock band would work. By the time they were introduced, to say the least, they were already be in their prime. The band found themselves in Vice City in '86 to do a huge concert. This, of course, would show the craze they had around this time. They would be promoted while in the city for promo for the big show.
Don't forget, Love Fist are in town right now. Or is that Love Fist is in town? Whatever. I flunked school because I'm hardcore.
And they also would just have time to enjoy what Vice City had to offer. Firstly, the lead singer is introduced, and again, it would be an example of their influence.
And that poolside amphibian is Jez Torrent, lead singer with Love Fist.
Can I tell you, do you know how they play ping pong in Thailand? Let me tell you, it does not involve a paddle, if you know.
Funny as this is, this does show in a way that the band had been all over the world and did a lot. The lead's only bragging for the fact alone this was an accomplishment.
Important.
A couple years before, going back to '84, the Love Fist band was even in Vice City doing a big show once before. People even dying before they can get tickets.
Some fans who are going to be backstage at the Love Fist show. How? We gave out tickets last month and the winner died in a drunk driving accident. Yeah!
Now, I'm not all the way saying the band was the reason of this drunk driving accident, but what they got up to wouldn't be far off to their influence and what they pushed. Back to '86, their big song at this moment even implied drunk driving. Sounded cool. Saying that to say influence again was something they had. So back to '86, this of course would be a huge moment regardless. Even their continued promo would be telling. It would still show their edginess and what that cost them, and the fact that they were banned everywhere else at this point.
Lock up your daughters. Shoot your sons.
Dad!
Because Love Fist is coming to town. Tour that has been banned throughout the world comes to Vice City. The monsters of rock and roll excess. Love Fist. Get ready for a night of death metal love ballads that'll have you shoving your fists in the air. It's the Steel Heart Stone Cold Prostate Tour, brought to you by Giggle Cream, because dessert should be funny, and the Maibatsu Thunder, because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder. Come see the pounding rock from the band that brought you hits like Chin Stainer, Liver Buster, and Dangerous Man, Dead Family. Come get Love Fisted. Love Fist at the Vice City Arena, brought to you by V-Rock.
Their ways is what made the band, to say the least. This tour inching closer and closer was something they didn't even have to worry about. All they had to do was, of course, be Love Fist. That being the case, they needed a somewhat essential for the group, and of course this would go to happen. Kent Paul, although he's for another time, was the one who made sure Love Fist was good, going to call Who Made Sense at the time.
Tommy, son, have I got a surprise for you? I'm down at the recording studios with some major artists. Why don't you pay us a visit? You know it makes sense, don't ya? See you later.
Arriving to the studio, Will sees them informed. But again, that's dropped for their bigger enjoyment, along with something else very telling.
Yes! Brilliant, bloody brilliant! Hey, Tommy! Glad you could make it. Hey, you ever met Love Fist before?
No, I haven't, but I've always loved your music.
Let me introduce you to the band.
This is Percy, Dick, Willie's in the carsy, and that was Jez in the booth earlier.
Also keep in mind for later, not all members are in this room, already showing the group not putting in that effort or on the same page that makes groups blossom and continue.
Guys, I want you to meet a good friend of mine. This is Tommy. We go way back.
Hey, pal. And, what was your name again?
Leave it out, Jez, you remember.
Love-fist.
Don't be playing them
That's
games with me, mate. I'm too crafty for that, sunshine.
English prick. Like good son in America.
The thing is, Tom, the boys need some help. They ain't too connected here. They don't have the old hands, your father.
We need some drugs, pal! Gotta get on the old love fist
nice
fury, you know?
Yeah!
Well, this is Vice City, man. What's the problem?
Love juice, man. We need love juice men, gang.
Love juice?
Aye, 2 parts boomshine, 1 part trumpet, 5 fizz bombs, and a litre of petrol. Can you help us out, pal? Oh, it would really mean a lot
You
to
can
the
do that for the boys, right?
But getting what they needed, the next problem the group had, of course, still would be telling. As many know, they had a crazed fan that's about to come into play. But in a way, this guy would be an example, again, of their audience, from his appearance all the way down to knowing everything the band put out for all to study.
Tommy, man, am I glad to see you.
What's going on?
Bad vibes, Tommy.
Aye, I'm no joking, gang. It's heavy stuff, man. Heavy, gang.
This cat, we hardly know him, but he knows us. Like this cat, knows all about us. Knows that Willie likes his ladies' underwear, eh? Or that Percy likes Duran
Shut up, you
Duran.
fool. Just get Jez bomb shit.
Of course, them knowing of the guy showed his attempts to say the least be acknowledged or accepted by the group. But things not working out like that, he would go to do what Love Fist thought. And to say the least, knew he would.
I love rocket hen, can.
Shut
Yeah, the love rocket thing, right? But listen, this cat.
The guy wants Love Fist dead. Dead, Tommy. Love Fist, gone. You know what they say, the good die young, but Tommy, you gotta save Love
We've got a
Fist.
sign-in in 2 hours, and I think...
Yeah, and the boys think the stalker's gonna try some monkey business there.
Although this guy was a guy with few words, what he says, though, of course, is telling.
I'll see Love Fist burn.
Him wanting to see Love Fist burn already showed the only thing he could control at this point of fandom. Again, only wanting for Love Fist to burn, because what he wanted out of Love Fist he couldn't have, along with something else.
Love Fist ruined my life.
And him simply revealing how Love Fist ruined him went to show he understood what he fed into and how far gone he was. Just to not get what he wanted and started to yearn for, only now being a product of Love Fist, again, like many others. This guy doing this for attention, denial, retribution, or whatever, Love Fist and the ones being involved would quickly eradicate this disease they started and made in a way.
Sorry about that.
And after this, more telling things would of course still continue the show. With the show coming up, Kent brought up security concerns, going to see a biker gang as someone or something that would bring good publicity for the band, being people would eat that image up of them.
How you doing, mate? It's Paolo again. Look, Tommy, I forgot to mention, we're going to need some extra muscle for the concert. A bit of security. There's a biker gang led by Mitch Baker. It will be great publicity. Very rock and roll, baby. Sort this out for me, and I'll get you some backstage passes for the gig, alright?
This wasn't their call. Again, all they had to do was keep being them. But right before things turned, Jez would do an interview on a K-Chat station. Being asked about things will reveal, confirm, and be telling.
We're back. I'm here with oh my god, this is so exciting. But now I'm here with Jez Tarrant, a rock god, all the way from Scotland, England. So Jez, I'm sorry, as you can tell, I'm a really huge fan of Love Fist.
Mind you, although Jez was the only one doing the interview, he was the representation in this moment. Jez would get the love.
Okay, Jazzy. So, Jazz, I was listening to your album on my boombox all weekend. How is it? I mean, you're really totally famous. No, wait, I mean, so anyway.
But with this, he explains his motives being a lead singer, only confirming leading listeners down a dark path, to say the least. Even going back to the drunk driving fan incident, that was even one of his goals.
You Americans, you really know how to rock and roll, man. Not like back home.
I'm so confused. Is that because the new album didn't do so well in the UK?
It's that fascist Thatcher. I sing about working class people trying to make it through a tough life. I sing about the things they want. Trashing hotel rooms, wearing glitter in your eyes, and waking up in a ditch next to a totaled sports car. When you make minimum wage, love conquers all. Know what I mean, Sheila?
The name's Amy.
Aye, right, whatever.
He then would speak on the band in full, going to say that of course he's Love Fist.
I am Love Fist. the biggest band in the world.
But he wanted to make it clear, no, he's literally Love Fist, the only one that mattered, showing again not all being on the same page.
Yeah, but you and Dick and Percy and Willie, you're all Love Fist, the 4 Scottish horsemen of the apocalypse. Fist till morning. Take it on the chin. Zinc deficiency. 4 boys against your face.
Great tracks. What memories?
No, sweetheart, man, babe. Let's go on. Let's get one thing straight here. Hello? Are we recording here? This is for the record, right? Testing. Now listen.
Love Fist is Jez Torrance. I sing the songs, sweetheart. It's my face on the merchandise. If you see us in concert, see 4 men rocking and dancing with tears in their eyes, you will see I am Love Fist. He who pays the piper plays the tune.
He who pays the piper plays the tune meant he had the control. But with this, he spoke on the band being a family, only if they fell in line though.
I'm a poet.
Condensed meaning, enlightenment. We're a family living in Death Valley.
But I walk alone. I am on a spiritual journey. And if Percy or Dick or anybody stands in my way, the contract says I'll walk.
He then would take things a step further to air out his crew, pitting up with him to say the least.
I've been dragged back and held down and embarrassed by those guys, but you know...
It's part of being in a band, man. Like wearing makeup.
The host then would bring up the guitarist, leading Jez to be heard hating on him. Still going to say without him, it wouldn't be a Love Fist.
Yeah, but wasn't Percy voted Guitarist of the Year by Crap Rock Monthly?
Look, I love the whole bit with the fuzzy guitar, but he's overrated, love, right? Without the torrents of abuse, Love Fist would be over, and the new contract reflects that. As an artist, it's really important that I make a lot of money.
Ironically saying how important it was to make money, early in the interview, he went to say the opposite, showing a role was being played, mixed with a little bit of smell of his own ish.
Like I was saying, man, right? I'm an artist. I ain't in this for the money. If I were, would I be wearing these clothes?
Moving forward, he then interacts with some fans, but this is something to keep in mind for later.
Now, do you think it's important that, well, I mean, you're a great-looking guy, even though your girlfriend is a cheap tramp?
But do you think it's important that rock and roll bands look good? Or is it about the music?
Like I said, I'm a creature with 2 faces, babe, you know? An angel and a devil. And that means it's really important to look good.
Music cannot stand on its own. You need to look good singing it. I'm tired of people saying all we care about is partying and that we can't play. If we couldn't play, people wouldn't come to our concerts.
Jez knew it took more than music, which is why the image and everything in between was why it was. Thinking this would be forever though, he will end the interview not seeing the death of his group even being a thing.
We're not going away, and if we do, it won't be on purpose. Love Fist!
That was the dreamy Jez Torrent of Love Fist, who are appearing this week in Vice City as part of their world tour. Bring your lighters and a spare pair of panties. I know I will. We'll be right back on K-Chat after these messages.
The only thing at this point that even had a smell of death will be more literal. But we'll see how things was when the band realized their stalker was still alive. Of course, they would start things off panicking.
Tommy, man, that psycho's back!
What's going on?
That psycho won't leave Love Fist alone.
You didn't kill him, man, and now he's back.
Yeah. The thing is,
we need someone to drive the limo we can trust, because that nutter keeps making threats.
Show me, I need my mom.
We're all breaking ourselves, man. Okay, guys, calm down. I'll handle this. Normally, I wouldn't busy myself with driving around a bunch of drunken Scottish bisexuals. But in your case, I'll make an exception.
All members will finally be in one place. But when the end felt near, they started to tell the truth about how they felt about one another. Firstly, the one that wasn't around, which was Willie, will go and show his battle with alcohol. This alone will show him being, of course, a wink link in a way. Percy went to call him out about this even before they realized the danger they were in. Again, showing the members not really all being on the same page.
At last, man. Time for a well-earned drink.
Your venue's just 100 yards down the road, then?
Better make it a large one, then.
Hey, Tommy, change the tunes, man.
I get all confused like my head's nae banging.
gave you the chance to be friends. Well, now I'm giving you the chance to die. You try and slow down, your limousine will explode, along with your big hairy asses.
And of course, with the band now realizing what's happening will foreshadow what will happen down the line. With Love Fist panicking again, they all would be heard to turn on each other. Finding a bottle rigged to blow, Jazz gave an idea of what to do. Everyone at this point besides Willie kinda wanted to live instead of just blowing up.
No, it said the drink would kill me!
I've seen this on the telly. You gotta pull out one of the wires.
Which wire?
I don't know, man. I don't have a clue.
Willie, see, show me. I'm gonna play bass in hell.
Tommy, man, keep driving fastball.
Things still didn't look okay for the band though, leading Jazz to reveal what he always felt.
I should have dumped you a lot when I had the chance, man.
Willie would then call him out, referring him to be a glory seeker.
Glory seeker?
Leading Percy to call them both capitalists.
Capitalist!
These exchanges was something hard to come back from. Finally deactivating the bomb though, all that would show is what they even wanted out of forming Love Fist.
I've been carrying you for years.
Shut up, you muppet!
Big screaming girl.
Aye, shut it and pull a wire.
Which wire?
This one. No!
Man, we're okay. We ain't been blown up. Tommy, man, nice one. Rock and roll, man.
And we got a gig to go to. A racket to make. Groupies to abuse.
Love Fist!
More still will reveal. Going to the venue, firstly, still showing the crew not being on the same page. Tommy would be with Dick and Percy. Dick would show being proud of the statue in front of them, while Percy was seen downplaying it.
Jesus for the neck and the kid. We thought we'd show you our temple of rock. Get a feel for the Love Fist fury. Listen to yourself, man. It's paper mache and gaffer tape.
Dick would then imply, knowing what the huge influence Love Fist had at this point, while Percy again didn't even show enjoyment out of what they're set out to do.
Hey, to the kids, it's a temple, and we are the priests.
Aye, well, if the kids like the priests half cut and tone dead, who am I to argue?
And finally, it would confirm this big show wasn't even live, just put out to be looked that way, after Percy calls out the fact that their cassette tape kept malfunctioning, showing them just lip syncing anyway.
What? Dave's getting chewed up again? This rate will never get a play live.
Oh, shite! My bowels!
Right, we can't get on with Dave, so thanks again, Tommy. Give him a nice one, bye.
On the outside, Love Fist was this huge force, crazed fan base, etc. While in reality, they couldn't stand each other, and the group not being even around anyway. With this though, it would be easy to say Love Fist could never die after we saw what we saw. But that's exactly what would happen. The group was still a thing for the most part, but by the time the early 90s came, to say the least, they were just clinging on. Firstly, the 4-man band will become 3 guys, Jazz, Dick, and Percy. The one not being around, of course, Willie. Again, Love Fist was simply out of their prime. Even the question of what actually happened to the band would be asked around this time.
You're on the dust.
Hey, whatever happened to Love Fist?
But keep in mind, music was still being put out, but no one cared. Their mark was still something shown, but what did it mean at this point? The confirmation of Love Fist's fall would even continue to show in very subtle ways. With their album out, the price even was something that the band got flacked about, even for the band that was everything again in the 80s though.
$17 for the new Love Fist CD?
And as many know, their poster can be seen robbing at one casino in Las Venturas. The only reason this would show their fall is for the fact of where it even was, and where it was even planned at, which was an old storage closet with old things in it. And to top it off, who's even going to move a Love Fist poster in 92 to even see what's behind it? Moving forward, the band still would be seen to be making moves in 98. It was revealed they were planning a quote reunion tour with all 4 members, ironically at the Four Dragons Casino. Even their classic poster shows in this time frame, but still is telling that only a certain era was liked. But just because a reunion tour happened, things still was so far from their prime. The next time they would even be spoke on was 08, 22 years from their big moments. They even still had shows in LC at this point, but small shows. If you're familiar with the Superstar Cafe, that's where they were performing, a cafe. But again, That time was, to say the least, ancient. Some guys will call out Laszlo being around backstage at one of their shows, but even then, their height wouldn't be fully acknowledged anymore.
Oh, thanks, mate. Hey, you're Laszlo, aren't you? I met you backstage at the Love show.
Oh, yeah, man. I was always backstage at the...
We're snogging that guy. Totally sucking face.
Whoa. Hey, that wasn't a guy, all right? She just looked like a guy. Yeah, and besides, you know, in the 80s, all the guys look like chicks.
Again, they were seen, but no one cared. As time passed, the band will only, of course, get older, and this is where things get plain out sad for the most part. The host on Self Radio will reveal that one of the members died by the time 2013 came around. Keep in mind, this whole sting was all about the 80s and keeping it alive.
Alright, just so we're clear, I do know lots of famous people. Jack Howitzer, very misunderstood. The boys from Love Fist,
including the dead one.
But even without all members though, like before, things would continue to go on. The band will find themselves in LS, all doing a performance at the Tequila La Bar. Even how they promoted it was telling, going to say how the band you thought were dead are back, showing it was more of a desperate show than anything else. Not for the fun, but again, they had to say the least. The majority of the band mellowed out with their old age, but of course, this was for the fact that death happened to make most people around even open their eyes. But of course, it was always the one who never was on the same page, that being Willie. Before we get to Willie and the others though, their manager, way after Kent Paul, alongside another dude that was around from a while, will be introduced, confirming a lot of things said throughout. Firstly, the two will be attempting to reel in groupies that didn't even understand what Love Fish actually was, not even old enough to say the least, but happy to be there. This alone will make them open up, leading them to reveal the fate of the band.
I can't believe we're parting with Love Fist's manager. That's so cool.
Oh, some of the shit I've seen, love, it's unimaginable.
You know, if Jez and the guys hadn't gotten so into yoga and probiotics nowadays, we'd all be dead.
Revealing how Jez and Percy got into a healthier lifestyle from what we seen back in the 80s is the main thing to keep in mind. Going back to that K-Chat interview, Jez spoke on things again being more than music. Getting older with partying took a real toll for him in the band, which is why he's trying to preserve it. He even joined a cult to at least find something, that being the Epsilon program. And this of course is telling for the fact someone is dead, them not realizing why this change for Jez and Percy was even a thing. Meanwhile, you got the ones not on the same page, even like we saw in their prime. Making it 3 people having time to do a show and go home while taking care of themselves being older versus 3 having time to do a show and continue to do what they did in the 80s. But of course, it not being the same impact or even the same end result, chasing a fantasy that's been dead for decades at this point.
Well, I burned through the last of my dopamine on the second comeback tour in 05. The doctors reckon I'll never laugh again.
Whoa, that's so awesome.
Back to the group as a whole though, to say the least, they even was shown to phone their material in, the group being a survival tactic more than anything at this point.
I've been on the road with the Fist since 2002. I'm heavily involved with the creative.
So they are working on new material.
They're still doing covers of their 80s stuff.
One of the groupies would then finally say something telling regarding Love Fist and what they became to be looked at.
Clear the Custard is like my favorite album ever.
But again, these groupies wasn't even born. Clear the Custard, after the breakup being a classic, without the full band, shows this alone. They're playing their role definitely, but even with this, they spoke on more of why this show shows the debris of this band.
When I tell my friends I'm into Love Fist, they're like, ew, that's like making out with your grandfather. And I'm like, yeah, if my grandfather like totally grew his hair and wore leather pants.
Oh yeah, I don't care what people say. Willie is still totally hot. I mean, even after the hip replacement.
Willie is about to be seen finally. Even his fans is telling. Old British freaks wanted his gold tooth is the reason we even see this right now. But more will reveal on his side.
Okay, which one of you cupcakes is Willie?
Hey, who the fuck are you?
His dentist!
Willie's still downstairs chatting up some bird, man.
Whoa, his dentist comes to him? That is so cool.
Instantly, Willie tried to do the moves he did in the 80s.
I bet I could hit your G-sharp every time.
You guys were amazing tonight.
I know.
Chin Stainer is like my ultimate breakup song.
That track is so fucking layered, man. It's like a Renaissance painting, buried in all the knobs and titties as art. You know what I mean?
But things would quickly show he wasn't even favorable to even be trying to play this role way after the prime.
You got any chewing gum or benzos on you?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm sorry.
Have the others left already?
He would respond, of course, but again, this would show how he's the one playing catch up while the others are shown to be playing out old and accepting it. So the only difference is you still got one guy in the group that can't let it go, even the ones who book these hole-in-the-wall gigs. Also keep in mind, he only brings up Jez and Percy, and with him being 3, would confirm Dick was the one that died.
Yeah, they went back to the hotel. Percy forgot to take his statins this morning and Jez's prostate skiing him jet.
The groupie he was with was also young, saying that to say even the reality of their moments to be for a reason, to say the least.
Is it true that you guys trashed the suite?
Nah, that's just a PR thing. I mean, I still get wrecked every night, but it doesn't define me. You know, if these pants could talk, I'd have to kill them.
I know every word of Dangerous Bastard.
Willie would then speak on the 80s, the prime, but even with that, what he's going to bring up and make a thing will show the obvious, and the rest is history.
I remember one gig we did here in the 80s, so many people overdosed, it's officially classified as genocide.
Oh, I wish I'd been born to see that.
How old are you anyway, sweetheart?
I'm 20. I'm like 22.
You can't be too careful. Every celeb in Britain's getting done for jailbait these days. This is awkward. I've got nothing left to say. I mean, normally the lassies are gobbling me by now.
Breaking news. Love Fist's Willie McTavish attacked. Willie McTavish, the bass player for Love Fist, has been involved in a bizarre attack by a crazed fan. Police say he had one of his signature gold teeth stolen after a show at the Tequila Club.
From big stages to bars, again showed the Love Fist legacy and what it meant years to come. More of a washed up effect than a legacy thing. I look at them being at Tequila La to think something went wrong, especially with seeing their height in the 80s. It's like they became having to continue to be who they were in their 20s to even collect a bag or even get a look. Mind you, catering to a generation that wasn't even there in the height to fully grasp the idea of their fall and who they were as people. During the 80s showed how Love Fist was everything, but everything after only of course would show the decline and the desperation of trying to keep that legacy title decades later, showing simply how Love Fist rose and failed.